What's up, everybody? It's me, Steve. Apologies for no cameras and all that stuff. I am just dying at the minute and have been for like the last 2 days. But we're live at least anyway. For some reason, you don't have the map showing. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, we're live, ready to rock and roll. It's been a wonderful couple of days, and so far, EsportsWales are starting things off on a good note, at least anyway. And they are going to take CT side on Overpass. I'm very much looking forward to this map. I do enjoy this map as a commentator, maybe not so much as a player. If I'm going to be honest with you, my playability on this map is not the finest, but nonetheless, it should be fun at least anyway to watch. And see what Team Yao can do on this map for us. It does look as though we're going to see a full push coming in from the CTs as they start to make their way down into the lower quadrants. The bomb is still moving past up top towards Party and still going towards mid, but Sphexi's there and he's just dominated both Machine and Giro immediately after each other. Bomb is still actually active at the minute though, so realistically Shu could fall back. He doesn't opt to, however. He takes the initial play and takes down Sphexi's immediately. He's got to be concerned now because, you know, a lot of CTs will over-rotate into mid if they know they've taken down 1 or 2 on the bounce. So, you know, he's potentially looking at reinforcements coming in to hit him at some point, but it doesn't appear to be an over-rotation from our CT side, Team Yao. It's more of a conservative kind of effort to maybe block off those access routes to getting towards A site. B site is completely open, however, so we should see Shu try and back himself off, back down towards T-spawn, get himself ready to push to support and back up Asatomi, if I get my words right around here, who is pretty much set up on B site. There is a CT holding relatively close by, and that is Stings. Initial smoke grenade will go out. Bomb will get attempted to be planted. Oh, Stings manages to slap 1 or 2 shots in, but isn't enough to do a lot of damage. But it stops and delays the first attempt at bomb plant, at least anyway. Dynamo's there to try and get the off angle. Stings will get the initial pick, but he will get taken down by Shu in the end. But Dynamo is there, quick on the return, and will take Shu down and get that defuse off. Good opening round for Team Yao. Very nice indeed to watch. Very nice to watch indeed. I'm just going to quickly turn off my Steam notifications. I'm getting told that they're popping up on stream, so apologies for that, everyone, if you are distracted by them. There we go. That should hopefully turn them off entirely for us. Interested to see kind of like a decent sort of buy run coming in from Team Yao, at least anyway. They've got 2 FAMASs in play. They also have 3 MP9s in play as well, and a good set of utility, as well as, you know, body armor and helmet, head armor as well. Also, Stings is going to be. Oh, sorry, that's Cloudy. I do apologise. Cloudy's going to be the first man to spot a lot of movement coming in from HorYjin as they push themselves all the way up a long. In an attempt to make some ground, at least anyway, on this eco round for them. They do have 3 Deagles in play. You know, that's seen a lot of damage being done with Deagles, and damage has already been laid out, in fact. As they try to make this push onto A, that bomb will drop, but it'll get recovered very quickly by, I'm going to murder this name, Graiku. We're going to go with Graiku. They still feel very committed to taking A site. Which, you know, I mean, I get it. I understand why they'd want to commit to take an A site. They want to show, you know, some numbers and then peel back away from those numbers. But it seems a bit strange for him not to rotate. Hampus is going to be the first man to pick up anything there. And at the minute, he is taken down. But Stings is there to back things up. He gets a 3k out of that as well. Also, he'll be looking for number 4 if he can get it. That is if Shu gives him enough of an angle to be able to take a shot on, and the timing of that movement from Vulgan. Stings is just, it's not the best from him. But Shu will drop him in the end, and Sphexi's will finish that round off for us as we go 2-0 into round 3. Not a bad first opening 2 rounds. Very nicely played, coming in from Team Yell. Lots of good movement, lots of good mobility. They're locking off those lanes, they're locking off those zones, they're preventing HorYjin from taking too much advantage of the dead ground. And the rounds where they are losing a little bit of the round that they lost a little bit of ground there, with a lot of A long being taken. There was a quick rotation, there was a quick play in mind that came back to try and get that angle covered essentially, and it worked out quite nicely. Sting's doing a lot of the legwork essentially as far as KD is concerned, but nonetheless it's a team effort, and you can tell definitely from the games that we've watched of them so far to now, Team Yao are ready to kind of bring their A game into the matches they've got lined up. Ooh, opening pick there from Adsy. It's quite a nice headshot onto Stings. He's a danger man as far as EsportsWales are concerned, so they'll be wanting to take him out of the SW side as quick as they possibly can. Dynamo is there to back up Cloudy as he backs himself off into... Ooh, nice kill there from Dynamo. Cloudy backing off into Bank there to get himself a bit of dead space ground to cover. Bomb is, however, down onto B site. The bomb will get planted. That Molotov a little bit too late, perhaps, to do the damage that was intended. And Cloudy's going to get caught out here if he's not looking, and he isn't. And this is a very good round indeed from HorYjin. Even. I'm going to get murdered in chat for mispronunciation. I will tell you in advance, chat, and I know, excuses as normal, but I have not been the wellest of boys over the last 24 hours. I have been very, very ill. So keep that in mind. Hence why you didn't have a stream yesterday from me on the EsportsWales side of things. Nonetheless, however, into the next rounds, Fexi will take down 1 with the CZ75 coming in quick action, but this is a pistol round, and realistically there's just looking for frags at the minute, or to try and pick up something if they can. Stings is very low HP. Dynamo is going to try and do something with the Deagle if he can. Oh, he's not able to get the shot off to connect at least anyway, but does a lot of legwork at least. And that's going to keep Machine looking in his direction, giving Stings enough of a chance to grab that AK and get the heck out of dodge as quick as possible. Secure that rifle and take it away for the long game. Which you really, really can't blame him. Now let's see if I can pick the right camera. I can't. I honestly thought I had a camera set up for B, but I evidently don't. Never mind. We'll have a look at the bank for a minute while we wait. Let's take a look at the scores as well. Also, Stings is eventually on quite a danger man as far as KD is concerned. Matching, in fact, with Shu there. Shu just pipping him slightly on the scoreboard, what with the bomb plants that he's had in play. But this is going to be another pistol round coming in from Team Ya, as they try to make something of the last 2 rounds at least. Svexy will get taken down, but Roku is also taken as well in that fight. Ambus looking to do some work as well. Stings is there, and he's also being stung quite heavily. Keeping in mind he has that AK in hand, so he may want to perhaps back himself off, but the difficulty he's going to find himself in is that he's backing into another fight as Machine, along with the remnants of HorYjin, take a site and get that bomb plant down. Gonna want to keep that AK if possible. Maybe trade it out, and he has done indeed. He'll trade that to Dynamo. Seems a bit silly pushing this with such low HP, but they haven't really got much of a choice. In fairness, they have to make these efforts if they got any chance of pulling rounds back. Oh, Cloudy gets caught on the reload. Most unfortunate there. As we head into round 6. I'm going to get a message in a moment from Jakey Boy Pro, obviously one of the most experienced producers in UK CS at the minute, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to get a message off him in a minute going, please stop trying fancy camera angles and just commentate on the game. I'm a caster. I turn up with a microphone and start talking. I don't do all the fancy camera angles like Jakey and Salty J, in fact, as well, another one of note. Do. Try as I might, however, to try and be a good commentator and a good what's the word I'm looking for? A good production person. For some reason, I have no idea why, but my Steam notification is still popping up on the overlay, so we might have to take a small intermission in a second. I'll fix that very quickly. They were turned off. I have no idea how they've managed to turn themselves back on, but apparently that is what this game wants to do to me today. Machine will take a fight, and he will finish that fight most quickly. Stings will also fall elsewhere on the map. That AWP shot coming in from long A, taking him down at bank. Hampus has got to be careful here not to get picked up by the same AWP. If he's not too careful, that smoke grenade will give him a bit of cover to maneuver and work with. He's got a land all shots, however, he does in the end on Machine, but that Molotov is going to push him out of position. I'll make him back himself off into bank a little bit deeper, in fact, than I think he'll probably want to play. He'll pick up another, though. And he now is in a 1v3, so he's going to have to back himself off down the stairs rather than take that last engagement from outside. There you go. We should be good to go. Once again, ESEA, we can't see who's called what pose, but I would imagine it's probably going to be Team Yao that's called the pose there, as opposed to HorYjin. Just purely because of the way the last couple of rounds have played out for Team Yao. They're going to want to take a breather and kind of figure out where things have gone right, where things have gone wrong. As Satomi is going to take out the first man, which is Dynamo there on the defense into B. That's going to start pulling Hampus forward a little bit more, maybe into a little bit of a danger zone area. Doesn't give him a lot of options as far as rotation play to get back out of that dangerous fight. But he's got Sfaxi there to try and help him out should he need to. This again is a pistol round, but you know, realistically, Team Yao are going to be wanting to do some damage as far as economy is concerned to Hajori. And it's going to go very, very quiet for a minute, as for whatever reason, no one seems to want to make a move. Yep, big push coming out. Ooh, that's good kills there coming in from Hampus, or good kill. He even pushes forward into the fight and gets that AK. That's perfect. I don't think... I genuinely didn't think that they knew then until the spray went out, at least. Anyway, they definitely didn't know. AK recovery is quite nice from Hampus there. He'll need to get quick on the draw, and he is indeed, and takes Shoe down. The bomb will be planted out onto B side, but kind of get the feeling and the vibe that Hampus doesn't want to take that fight. I want to keep this AK. I want to bring it into the next one. And you know, you could tell as well, looking at the economy damage, at least anyway, players that have been taken down, you know, they don't have a lot of cash. Shu has a lot of cash, in fairness, to spend. But you won't see... I don't think we'll see HorYjin hunting for the extra AK, at least anyway. They'll be looking out for him, but they won't be going for, those frags. They'll be, playing very cautious, at least anyway. Not swinging out too far looking for it. Just purely because of the HP difference as well as the economy difference. Need a big round coming up from Team Yar. They don't really want to go too far, along without having at least a couple rounds on CT side. We're into round 8 at the end of the day. And they are lagging behind as far as rounds are concerned. Not the show that we've watched so far from the first 2 rounds. Hampus is going to be the first man into contact there, and he will get taken down. Sfexy not too far behind, but he will get a good trade and take Azitomi down. This does leave Dynamo in a bit of an awkward position because he's last man standing here on B side. He does have a little bit of overwatch protection in the form of Cloudy, but Stings is nowhere to be seen. He's still up top waiting just in case that B rotation puts in and gets thrown to A. There's a lot to be said about the slowdown play from HorYjin. They're doing very, very well to kind of put doubt into positions more or less from Team Yar. Yeah, they've made noises and movements as if they're going to be pulling back up to go towards A side, but in reality they're not. They're still stacked down in water. They're still waiting for, the opportune moment to kind of swing that push into play. And this is the opportune moment. Cloudy's already rotated back too far out. That leaves Dynamo completely on his own as far as holding that site's concerned. That's very, very well played from HorYjin. Things will get taken down. Again, you can't help but think an AWP recovery here might be a good idea. From Cloudy, at least. Yeah, I mean, as I was mentioning, there's something to be said about the slowdown play as far as HorYjin's concerned. What they've essentially done there is they've suckered Team Yar into thinking, okay, well, there's 35, 40 seconds left on the clock. That's enough time for rotation, to pop themselves out on A site. They've then made movement as if they're moving towards that site, which has given Cloudy the false info, essentially, that they've done that. They've taken the bait, essentially, and all of a sudden HorYjin are already peeking out into B site. Cloudy's man alone. He has no real way of defending that. 6-2 into round 9. I would be surprised if we don't potentially see a pause coming up after this round. Especially if this does go in HorYjin's direction. We're at max loss bonus as well, still for Team Yar, so they've got money to kind of spread out, but realistically there's only so much you can do with max loss bonus. Oof. I was going to say, I think Cloudy managed to clip him. He did. He got damage, but it was Stings that got the frag in the end via the Molotov kill. It's an awkward situation to be in from Team Yar when you think about it. From a CSGO perspective, and again, this is CSGO perspective, from a player's perspective, and this is something that people will disagree or agree with, but this is predominantly a CT-sided map. So to see them go 6-2 early rounds in, it's a little bit frustration, and I do hope we don't see the frustration plays coming out. Cloudy, they're not quick enough to get the Molotov out. He'll try to swing back out and do damage, but he isn't able to land as much as Guruko is. Guruko will fall in the end to Hampus, but Hampus is also taken down, so multiple frags laying out here, there, and everywhere. As Dynamo and Sfexy look to try and make something of this rotation to get themselves back into play. They got the HP for it, but they don't have a lot of utility. Some flashbangs to be worked. Machine will take the first. Won't get the second player. That AK can get recovered. That Molotov is in an awkward position for Swexy. He's not going to be able to push himself out to get the defuse. He'll get the initial kill. That Molotov's very nicely done, but it's just not good enough, unfortunately. And as Azatomi will fall. Sorry, will drop him on the bomb. I would be surprised if we don't see a pause, but evidently we're not going to see one, because curse the commentator and all that. If I've said they're going to take a pause, they're definitely not going to take a pause. We are in the dying rounds of the first half. One thing you don't hope for is an early finish, and at the minute, unless Team Yar can do something, this is going to be an early finish. Super slow leaving that door from Cloudy. He'll get dropped. Hampus is just laying deagle shots into people. They'll take Shoe down. Oof, and he'll take another as well through smoke. Elsewhere, Machine and Asda TV will get a set of kills of their own. Hampus there trying to draw out some fire from the AKs. See if he can spot positions. That's a good kill, but he's not quick enough on the draw on the next. 3k from Hampus there. You know, that does good damage to economy, but you know, even with one of the players being taken down at 11k, they've still got plenty of money to spend. And this is the thing now of being kind of stuck at max loss bonus. You know, there's only so much you can do with max loss bonus. You know, there's only so much you can kind of play into a game with max loss bonus. Oof, Dynamo will get taken down. Not able to catch it on that one, unfortunately. That is a lost AWP at mid. It's very rare that you see a team like HorYjin play the way that they are, where they're just constantly trying to keep Team Yar guessing. They don't even have bomb at this point. They're not pushing with bomb anymore. They're just kind of having a feel around, seeing what sites are doing what, seeing where things are kind of progressing for them, and then kind of swinging that bomb in the opposite direction. And I mean genuinely swinging the bomb in the opposite direction. You know, they're having a bit of fun with it more than anything. Cloudy's just all alone. Get one, and he'll get two in fact as well, but the bomb is already on A site. Can't help but feel that Cloudy should go for this. Purely because it doesn't look as though... Well, I mean, obviously, we've got the benefit of seeing the camera, the opposite side of things, you know, seeing the X-ray mode and everything else. Oh, I think he's going to get caught here from Bank. Yeah, he will in the end. There'd have been 2 peak from Bank anyway, so that would have most definitely have caused an issue. We'll take a quick look at the scores. Some players doing right, some players not doing too good at all. But we need... ESW need like 4 or 5 big rounds. Basically, 4 or 5 big rounds on the bounce. They need... Well, they would have needed this round and the next 2 after as well. And Pistol for the second half to really make that much of a dent into it. And once again, Cloudy left with the AK in hand. Definitely a save. Don't go for it on this one. Not with head and chest armor to work with into the next round. Oh, Cloudy. Just like a hair, split hair split hair too late for that one. Started to get the trade there, but wasn't able to secure. I wonder if Sting's caught that then. Obviously, we got the fortunateness of seeing X-ray, which I've said numerous times, but just to reiterate. But I wonder if Sting saw that then, that they were coming along. There's the smoke on the bank, so that'll stop anything from happening from that direction. Ooh, Sting's will get the first. Looks as though that smoke onto bank wasn't successful. Look how quick this rotation's coming in. Sorry just to kind of like throw this out there, but how fast this rotation is to get themselves from more or less on top of A site down into B. And just the site taking control isn't there on this round, but they've done this on a number of occasions now. Good round there from Team Ya. Very nicely done. What I mean by the quickness of the rotation is the fact that they were on top of A more or less, then all of a sudden the call went out and it was like, right, no, let's not do it, we can't take it. And then back themselves off away from that side to get themselves onto B site in such a quick fashion, like, you know, with no kind of like hesitation in it, just straight into to rotation. I do like that kind of gameplay from these guys. Cloudy, nice kill there on Asda. He knows there's a second player there behind as well, but he's going to get flanked in a second. He'll get the kill onto Asda. Asda told me even was there, and he will finish that off. Stings is up and ready for a fight, however. He'll get the AWP shot that he is waiting for in that round. He'll be unhappy with that grenade. He'll definitely be disappointed with that grenade, in fact. I would have secured the kill onto Shu. Stings will get the initial, but she manages to tap him with a nice little spray. No idea why my camera went there, but okay. 10 seconds left in the clock. He's going to try it, but no joy, and Team Ya take that round as well. Also, two very good quick follow rounds, basically, trying to put points on the board, which is what we want to see from Team Ya. We want to see more of those quick rounds like that, where they can try and fix issues that they may be having. I'd imagine T side, we're going to see a lot more dangerous plays coming in. Can't help but feel as well, and again, this is something that people probably will disagree with, but Team ER have been kind of like over zealous with some of the rotations they put in. You know, seeing 1 or 2 players pop up on a site and then just immediately putting 4 or 5 players or 4 players on top, 3 players on top. Your barman watching behind. Excuse me for yawning. Apologies. I've literally spent the last 24 hours in bed, but for some reason cannot stop yawning. It's a good way to finish the first half out, at least away from Team ER. They've done a lot of damage in this round, and Cloudy will just dominate Shu's forehead there. Not bad. 10-5. For a map that's predominantly CT-sided, you'd want a lot more rounds going into the second half. I think that would go without saying. But yeah, I mean, good first half in some sense. I think players are probably going to take a minute or so just to get themselves ready for the second half. I think it's probably best we do as well. So I will be back with you in a moment, and hopefully with some gameplay. So see you in a moment. I would get caught out, wouldn't I? You know? I go to take a drink, and as I take a drink, they immediately switch back to, like, ready. Why always me? That's all I say. Why always me? Anyway, we are back into it, at least anyway, for the second half. 10-5 in favour of HorYjin. And I mentioned this before the first half finished. We need a big first opening round from Team ER. We need a big old pistol win. They've got bomb down, so that's already a good step in the right direction. But it's how well this rotation, or this retake play comes in. Spexy's going to take out one elsewhere, as is taking players as well, but 3-on-3 at the minute. That's a good dink there from Hampus, but I don't think this is going to go in the direction that we want it to for Team ER, and it doesn't, unfortunately, and we go 11-5. Needed the pistol win from Team ER, like, very much needed. Didn't get it, so we're going to have to hope we can get a few more rounds out of this half. Needs to bring ourselves back up to level pegging as soon as possible. Oof, Hampus, nice. Sure will take down, yeah, 2 players on the bounce, but Hampus is there to try and finish that fight off. He's successful in doing so. Machine will take down Spexy. Hampus has FAMAS ready to work with, and he is laying damage on people, but he's just not able to secure the kills with the FAMAS just yet. UMP in play? Question mark? And that's that round over with. 12-5 into round 3. Could potentially be an early night if things continue in the direction they are for Team ER. as much as you hope it wouldn't be, of course. Again, it's okay. I am going to make a point of saying it, but I dislike the second round buy-up of AKs. I just feel it hinders you more and more. I get that they're 12.5, but realistically, you can survive. You know, from 13.5, you can come back from 13.5. Plenty of teams have done it in ESEA and in other leagues as well. I can't help just but feel that the buying of AKs is so risky. Because, I mean, you've already dropped one now. Dynamo's on low HP, so he's not really going to be the front man in the fight. And you kind of give the game away as well to HorYjin. They already know now that there's AKs in play. They already know now that they shouldn't really be peeking off angles. They should just wait. Slow the gameplay down like they did in the first half as T-side. Yeah, as far as proponents of AK second round, not really a proponent of it myself. That smoke is good. Into upper. Hampus will pick up another. Shoe. The man drop in there. As does TV. Asda TV. Asda TV. We'll get a D kill. But he's 1v2 and that D goal can only last for so long. I've just been told by... I've just been told... Sorry, that was third round by... What am I talking about? Apologies. You have to take what I say with a pinch of salt. Everyone has said I have been very unwell the last 48 hours, so... It's not my excuse, but it is my excuse. Yeah, this is... yeah. It's fine. Everything's okay. I need Jakey to mix into his overlay the thing of like everything's fine, you know, the meme with the little dog and everything's on fire, that one, which no doubt he'll be able to find a way of doing it the next time I work with him. Bomb plant will go though, so Team Yard doing all the right things as far as getting bomb onto site. Hampus is elsewhere putting up a strong defence. He's got one more player to go to contend with. Machine catches him, however. He does finish him off in the end. That smoke grenade getting ready to pop onto site. Again, a lovely grenade. Oof. Just beautiful. What I'm going to do tomorrow, right, for those who are watching and listening to me, how you're listening to me, I got no idea. I'm going to try and convince Jakey to jump on with me. So I'll do all the production and stuff like I have been doing, but I'll see if he wants to jump in and help co-commentate. 12-7 at least anyway, into round 5. At least that way then you're going to listen to me constantly whinge. over an hour long period. Again, I mentioned this earlier on. 12, 5 going in for the second half. 12-6, 12-7. So winning back those recoverable rounds as far as T-side is concerned. Cloudy and Dynamo. Good, yeah, let's get my words at you. Good duo play there. Oh, Dynamo. Give me more Dynamo. I want to see more of those. B-site's completely clear. It's just there's no issues at all. Dynamo is all the way up close and personal, just waiting for those additional frags to come in. And you've even got Stings in a perfect like post-plant position to kind of cover the cross. Oh, heck, indeed. I don't even see HorYjin going for this, realistically. Go for exits, maybe. I don't see him going for bomb, though. 2v5. And you're now having Team Yao have all the post-plant positioning time in the world. Cloudy's hunting, though. If he times this right, he could get the drop. I mean, realistically, he could. He'd get the drop on at least one, which is potentially as it did TV. Yeah, he'll get the drop on him. I don't think he'll get Shu, though. I've been proven wrong so many times before. Oh, oh, that was so close. Can we just, like, I wish we had replays working, and one day I will get Jacob to teach me how to do replays, but that round is perfect from Dynamo. He basically sliced through B-side like there was no one there. Dropping people with headshots left, right, and centre. Exactly what I wanted to see from him into the second half. You know, clearing that site out. Bomb was immediately rotated into site itself. Cloudy did go hunting, but realistically, he's okay for it. You know, he's managed to yeah, for technical terms, slice the pie onto T-spawn, takes out the first player. He's very lucky not to get dropped the second player, but yeah, not bad at all from him. And there's almost nothing on B site as the entirety of the CTs try to push deep as far as mid's concerned. Stings is going to have to fall back unless he gets overwhelmed by those pistols. Less get overwhelmed by those pistols, I should say. Hampus, again, in a very nice position as far as pre-plant's concerned. Normally I'd say it's a good post-plant position, but he's in there pre-plant ready. I get the first two and he knows already that there's definitely more to come from this position. That grenade is very nicely placed indeed. That Molotov, ooh, it's close, but it's not close enough to do any damage to Azza Tomi. Azza Tomi will fall. Machine wants none of that messing around, thank you very much. I'll keep my FAMAS. Although Cloudy again is super near. He's not going to peek out in time though. Cloudy again. Oh, Cloudy. Oh, and there's the 3K from him. Just super easily done as well. Oof. Bit off a little bit too much more than he could chew. Bit off more shoe than he could chew. Oof. That's a bad one. It's at that point that you see the stream end and then a message pop up going, we apologise for the poor joke from Reaper Steve. Apologies indeed. In fairness, I've been covering, this is the second week worth of covering games. I still haven't done, well, I've just done it, but you know, I hadn't done many poor jokes until this point. So, you know, it is what it is. Open up recover there from Stings, but realistically, this is all rifle play as far as Team Yao are concerned as they push into sites. And they're clearing them super quick as well. I mean, just watching that from Cloudy there, just picking off heads. It's exactly what you want to see from a commentator's perspective. And you know, exactly what ESW would want to see as well from, you know, their second of 3 teams in ESEA this season. You know, you want to see the boys kind of push out and have fights like that where they can, you know, clear sight super quickly. They can engage all the extra targets that they see and all that kind of stuff. They, you know, you want them to kind of do that heavy amount of damage. It also builds the confidence up of the team as well, which is, you know, exactly what we want to see going into this round or into these later rounds. They've had a really hard match up until this point, so realistically, to have the kills they're getting at the minute and to have the, I wouldn't say easy rounds, but the quick rounds they're seeing, you know, happy to go. You know, very realistic to go as far. Very realism as far as pushing forward into ESEA is concerned. Again, I can't speak for the life of me today, so apologies. But essentially, out of all of what I just said, what I was actually trying to say was, it's the confidence boost that we want to see. Shu will stop any more confidence from everyone, as it would seem, as he just takes 4 players down on the bounce. Dynamo is last man standing. That's 4 recovered AKs. That's a full team of AKs right there. Respective of HorYjin and how many players they have left. And oh, this is such an awful predicament for Dynamo, as he's going to face off against 3 AKs for that toy, and is not going to end well for him. It did not end well. Never mind though, next round, let's go. It sucks to lose around like that, especially in a way that they did against Shu. But realistically, they've got money backed up, so they can, you know, obviously buy quite heavy into this round, which is what we see them doing. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I say it quite a lot of commentating and casting work that we do. The issue with 10-13 at the minute, or, you know, 10-9, or even 10-8 is that, sorry, 13-8 even, 13-9, is that you run the risk drastically of letting HorYjin run away with things. If you go on a 1-loss round, that can soon spread into 2, 3, 4, and that's it, you know, and you're game over essentially. So I think from Team Yar's perspective, keeping the momentum up going into these last couple of rounds is what we need to see from them, but how much momentum they can really put in, I don't know, when you consider how quickly HorYjin have managed to retake the site before, you know, pre-plant retake as well in that sense. And even with the amount of noise that was made in water, Stings manages to clear the first player, but doesn't quite get the second one until it's too late, and by that point he's already swung out too deep. And this is quickly becoming game over, unfortunately. He's the first man to fall, but Hampus will retort and take down Nasty. Dynamo's there as well. He'll also get a frag of his own. Actually get a frag of his own down into B site. But I think he's too deep to be recovered here. Gorky's hunting for him at least anyway. That could prove quite useful when you think about it from a Team Yar perspective, however, because that gives that little bit of extra distraction. So you've got 2 CT players up and waiting. Oh, good trigger discipline from Dynamo. And now he's got the back of the Cloudy as well. Site's clear. Oh, wonderfully played. Superbly played from Team Yellow. They've done so well to take that site the way they have. From Shoe's perspective, keep the AK. 14-11 though, and again, it's you got to be careful. You don't want it to run away from you. There's a lot of things going on. I feel like repeating the gameplay from Team Yard's perspective from what we saw from HorYjin in the first half, where it's almost like that gameplay of like keeping guessing, always keeping guessing. It does seem to be working out quite nicely for him, you know, in the sense of how they were able to rotate onto site. Look at the stack up as far as HorYjin are concerned. HorYjin, even, I should say. I've messed their name up about 1,000 times, most likely. Oof. Open to long A, that'll stop that gameplay off. And this is the big effort now from Team Yard. They need this push to go well. I was about to say, if they can't finish off players like that, then it's going to start going very well for him. Or for them, I should say. 8 seconds left in the clock, however. Bomb has to be stuck, and it will go down. All on Cloudy here to pick off 2. He gets the first opening kill. Can he get Shoe? Does he know he's coming from bank? Those footsteps will give away Shoe's position. Cloudy now with all the audio advantage. He needs to land these shots, and he's not able to, unfortunately, and Shoe will pick him off. As we see a little bit of showboating with the defusal. We go 15-11. Potentially the penultimate round. Match 4 is coming in. I imagine that's going to be from a Team Yard perspective. Big round, dig deep. Massive round to dig deep on. Now I'm going to take a sip of water to clear my throat. am I still in a match pause? Is that 2 match pauses? Is that 2 pauses back to back there? I think it was. May as well use them if you got them. I think you get 3 through ESEA. 3 in the ESEA match. I'm probably 100% wrong with that one, but I'm almost positive it's 3 in a game you can use. I'll have to check the rulings after this, because that will annoy me otherwise. But I'm assuming it is 3. Oof. As the TV with the opening shot there on the stings, he will land it, but not enough to get the kill. As I have a phone call in the background, forgot to turn my phone on to silent. Normally people are fully aware that I'm casting in the evenings from the house, but evidently not tonight. Again, like, the repeating of the slowdown play kind of works for Team Yar in some cases, but I just don't feel like it's really doing the amount of damage that we want it to do into the second half, or has done into the second half. There's been a good few rounds where it's worked out for them quite nicely, but kind of I feel like there needs to be just like that little bit more. And that's it. Game over with. Definitely unfortunate. Do hate to see it. Definitely do hate to see it, but it is what it is, unfortunately. It does look as though, yeah, we won't... There you go. Sorry, microphone is back. Bold, all that, whatever. And I look terrible because I've been sick for like the last 2 days. But yes, otherwise though, I will be back tomorrow night, 8 PM. Hopefully with Jakey as a co-commentator if I'm not feeling the best like I am at the moment. But otherwise, take it easy and I'll catch you on the next one.